Hello everybody, and welcome to Theology 101. Today I'm going to show you a lesson from my online course on how to study the Bible. This lesson will go over the most important rule for studying the Bible. How many of you read the Bible this way? Man, this story about David and Goliath, it's pretty cool. I wonder which Goliath God is going to kill for me. Or how many of you just read the Bible this way? God, what do you want to say to me today? All right, I guess that's the word of the Lord. This is not the way to read the Bible. Let me give you the most important principle in how to study the Bible. It can never mean for us what it never meant for them. Let me break down this sentence. The word them refers to the original audience. This means that a Bible passage cannot be applied to us correctly until we first know what the passage meant to the original audience. So going back to our David and Goliath story, the original audience, who happens to be Israel, would never read the story by thinking about, what Goliaths will God take down in our lives? The Goliath of depression, the Goliath of poverty. Instead, they would read the story as a historical account of how God orchestrated events to elevate their most important king in history, namely King David. It would be the equivalent of an American reading a history book about how George Washington crossed the Delaware River to secure the first major military victory for the Continental Army and eventually became the first president of the United States. An American would not read that historical account saying, I wonder what the Delaware River represents today. What river do I need to cross? You see, some parts of the Bible are prescriptive and we should be applying it, such as God's commandments for the church. Don't murder, don't commit adultery. But here's the thing. Most of the Bible is actually descriptive. In other words, it just tells us what happened in history. So you're not supposed to read the story of Abraham and conclude, I need to have children with a bunch of different women. The historical narratives in the Bible are not meant for you to follow or model or to even apply, but just to show you the historical narrative, namely of Israel's history. So the question we often ask when we read the Bible is this: what does it mean for me? But that shouldn't be your first question. It should be, what did it mean for them, the original audience? Just like when you read a history book, you will never ask what it means for you because you're irrelevant. You see, the biblical authors did not write certain books of the Bible with you in mind. I need to write this down so Andrew can be happier today. Oh, I need to make sure to record this story so that Andrew can love his family better. The Bible is not written to you, but for you. But the only way you will know how the Bible is written for you is that you must first know what it means for the original audience. If you're finding this lesson valuable, please consider taking this entire online course by clicking the link below in the description box. Now back to the lesson. So there are two different processes that you can use to read the Bible. The first process is called eisegesis. This means that you are reading into the text what you think it means or what you want it to mean without any consideration of the author's intent. We often see this in a small group setting. What did this passage mean to you? Well, I think this passage means that I got to figure out my Goliath. Instead, the correct process of reading the Bible is called exegesis, which means to draw out the meaning from the text about what the original author intended. So you might be wondering, what is the process of exegesis? How do we get the authorial intent from the Bible? I will go over the 3-step process of exegesis in the next video. If you want to dig deeper into this course, I'll provide a link below in the description box for my online course on how to study the Bible. Until next time, see you.